Hello and welcome to our GASQ Ask Me Anything session. Today I have Thorsten Geiselhart and Erhardt Wunderlich with me to talk about the A4Q SDET certification. And we received again quite a lot of questions from the audience, so it was very interesting to see that there's again a lot of questions coming in. And we will ask experts today, experts about SDET, and this is my two guests today. Hi Thorsten, hi Erhardt, nice to see you here.
Hi Werner.
Hi Werner. Nice to see you too.
Thank you very much for joining me. And I will just directly start because I think the questions also show what our certification is about. They ask about the certification, and I think that will give us some possibility to explain a little bit more about the certification itself. So, Thorsten, first question is going to you. What is the A4Q SDET about?
Yeah, the A4Q SDET is about software development engineer in testing. So we have a syllabus created that contains the foundations for testing, necessary know-how that all development engineers should have in their daily work to make a good job in software development.
So you're not only focusing on testers anymore, but you're also focusing very much now on developers. Is that correct?
Yes, we are focusing also on developers in this case because testers have their ISTQB certification, doing their foundation levels and further specialists trainings. But often in the field we see that the foundation knowledges that are necessary for the daily business are not complete for the software developers because often they focus on developing, and so they now have the chance to learn in a short training the basics.
And Thorsten, you come from a German testing board, right? So what is your background that you are leading such a team for SDET?
Yes, I'm coming from German testing board, and my background is I'm working for a German automotive supplier, and so out of this I'm in the testing area of this company, and we see that often in our development departments basics are missing, and so due to this mostly the test jobs are moved to the testing departments, even if they could be done faster and cheaper on other levels.
So we can really say that it's practical knowledge which you are now also giving to the programmers.
Yes, practical content, yeah.
Erhardt, we have a second question to you. It comes from Francis from Canada. What is the difference to ISTQB foundation level and ISTQB test analyst?
Yeah, that is basically, like Thorsten already mentioned, for the developers, and we have picked then the main parts out of the ISTQB foundation level and the technical test analyst that might then also be helping the developers to address the testing activities. So it's a mix out of both, and picking all the corresponding items that are really needed by the developers.
And Erhard, you are also coming from the practical field, right? So you're also German testing board. So can you tell a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, sure. I'm also in the German testing board like Thorsten, and I'm in testing since decades. So you see it with my white hairs. So I'm started with the developing stuff for the science 100-meter radio telescope, and then was going to telecommunication business. And then I realized, oops, I write software, and how is that tested? And then I was becoming familiar with ISTQB and all things. So I'm in different industries. At the moment, I'm in the railway industry in a big company and looking for processes and tools to merge that. And I'm interested also then, like Thorsten said, to improve the knowledge for the engineers, because I saw it in different industries that there is a lack.
Yeah, sounds very interesting. So white hair is wise man, I would say, right? As we said.
Okay. Thanks.
We have a third question to you, Thorsten, again, from Christian, Germany. Do I need an ISTQB foundation level certificate to sit the A4Q SDET?
No, for sure not. It would not take sense as would not make sense as Erhardt explained. We took we condensed the topics for the developers out of the ISTQB foundation level. So if you would make a foundation level training before, you will not need to do an A4Q SDET anymore because you already have all the content. So yeah, to come back, SDET is condensed. We have focused on methods, on practical issues, left out things like test management and so on, what is in normal field not so important and interesting for a developer. And so we are thinking that this fits to what the expectations of developers are in this direction.
That sounds very interesting. Erhardt, who is behind A4Q SDET? Is it the ISTQB?
In that case, it's the German testing board. We started that and developed it, and yeah, we'll see who is then joining in the future. So it's with A4Q. That's why it's called A4Q SDET and GTB.
Yes, and I think there's quite a lot of interest already there that other boards are joining, because the topic SDET is definitely a quite interesting one. We got a question from Peru, Thorsten. Is there a grandfathering for the TF4D certificates? And perhaps you can also explain shortly what happened from TF4D to SDET.
Yeah, when we started to work on this syllabus, to dig out the parts we want to have, we were discussing a lot about the name, and then we started with testing foundation for developers, and soon got the feedback that this brand is not really known. So if somebody already has a TF4D certificate, it will for sure be updated to the SDET certificate that we now provided, or we renamed our syllabus. We updated a little bit the content because there was an update from the technical test analyst, but that's all. That are all changes that we have between TF4D and SDET, and so this means not necessary to make the certification again. We will.
So the person is certificate. Yeah, you automatically get a grandfathered certificate as soon as you send your TF4D certificate in to your exam provider. Then it will be updated and grandfathered so that you get the new SDET certificate as well. Yeah. Erhardt, who is the main audience for the SDET certificate?
Yeah, that's a good question, but it's already in the name of the SDET. So we are looking for the developer engineers, but it's not only the engineers. So we are also interested in system analysts, system architects, whoever from development needs some certain testing skills, but not in the detail. Like Thorsten says, they are not interested maybe in test management and all the things, but they need some understanding of the testing, how testing works, and also I can imagine that there's also then some safety engineers, security engineers, because they may have then the need to understand how a test can be set up to deal with these kind of topics like security and safety.
That sounds interesting. So the next question is, well, perhaps going to me as working for the A4Q, which languages are available and which are planned? So for now, we have it in English and German. And we are now at the moment working on French. And there is a plan also to do it to Polish and to Spanish. So that's the upcoming languages. If the audience out there should have an interest, feel free to either comment or to send us emails. If you would like to have also other languages, we are more than happy to also transfer it to many others. The way is pretty simple, because the syllabi of ISTQB are the basis of this, and so most of the ISTQB syllabi are translated in many languages. So the transfer to the A4Q SDET should be pretty easy. So feel free to let us know which other languages you are interested in. Interestingly, we are going to publish Bahasa next week. That's Indonesian. So you see, we are coming even to very small. Well, very small is one thing. I think they have 270 million people in Indonesia. Nevertheless, for us in Europe, let's say not so known languages. Well, let's go on with the questions. We have a question from China coming. I think it's to you, Thorsten. Is SDET also agile? Well, I think you surely can answer that.
For sure, SDET is also agile. We are talking about foundations, foundation content. Yeah, it's not a specialist certification. As in agile, you normally don't have specialists. So everybody who's in an agile project can do an SDET and has then the basic knowledge that he needs for his work for testing, because everybody is a tester in agile and everybody is a developer. And so SDET, yeah, if you want to have the foundations in your project, I can recommend doing the SDET certification.
Well, and coming from there, are you part of Microsoft, Erhardt?
No, we're not part of Microsoft, so that can be answered quite easily.
Yeah, well, I think the naming SDET came from Microsoft in the beginning, right? So I think that was the basis for the question from Andy. So thank you also for sending in such questions, because it's always nice to answer them. Gabriele from Austria, with our last question for today, are further A4Q SDET certifications planned? Thorsten.
Also, we will see. For the moment, we have the SDET certification as a foundation, as a step in, and then it's the question in which direction it shall go. If we are talking about digging deeper into testing, then I think ISTQB already offers a big bunch of things. If you are talking about test automation as in the specialists modules, or if you're interested in test management, or want to deeper know about white box testing, so technical test analyst. So I think, I think at the moment there is no need. Maybe there comes the time where we find out, okay, we need maybe an SDET specialist, whatever. But yeah, maybe there are ideas from outside. I at the moment have no idea in what direction it could go.
But for now, I think it's very nice to have the SDET foundation level, and I think that's also a very good start. So for everyone out there, feel free to read the syllabus. It's free on our website. There's also free exam questions which you can use to prepare for your exams, and there's also trainings coming up. So feel free to always watch again on the A4Q website, on the German Testing Board website, to get more information. And yeah, we are very much looking forward to also get feedback on this Ask Me Anything session, to get all your feedback on the syllabus. And I think Thorsten and Erhardt, the process in German Testing Board will also be that if there is changes in the future, there will be also updates on the syllabus. So that's a ongoing process. In fact, the syllabus, it's not just a static thing, right?
Yeah, we keep it updated for sure.
That's very nice to see. So then thank you both, my guests for today. I wish you a lovely day and a lovely weekend coming up. And yeah, all the best, and see you soon at the next AMA session in around a month. Next time we are talking about usability, and I will have also two nice guests joining me next time. So thank you very much, Thorsten. Thank you very much, Erhardt. And